Elizabeth's craft room, and today I am going to show our new Stampin' Up trimmer. But in order to show you how good it is, I'm going to show you how to make one of these cute little pocket tissue boxes. I just love these. I really do. So I'm going to show you how to make one of those. But while showing you the wonderful new trimmer. Now, the first thing to know about your trimmer is there are 3 places where we have like a plastic protective sheet coating, and you're going to want to remove that before you start. There's one here, there's one here, and there's one here, and you're going to need to kind of just get hold of a little corner and then give that a pull. And we'll just make sure we take all of that off. So that is protecting it. Now, we'll be referring a couple of times to our previous trimmer because I know some of you are familiar with that. It has the same kind of coating so that you're not going to have these numbers rubbing off. These numbers are protected under a coating, which is brilliant. Other thing to say about it, it's a bit lighter than the other trimmers, so a little bit of a narrower profile. That is partially because it does not have storage on the back, but I'm actually someone who never used the storage on the back, not sure about you. We have, without removing a blade, you can have a scoring blade and a cutting blade. Now these for me are the wrong way round. I'm used to having my scoring blade at the top. So what I'm going to do is to lift that out, and there's just a little area there where you can get it in and out. There's just a tiny little wider bit, and you do one end and then the other end, and then you're in. That's how easy that is to change. So I've now got my scoring one at the top, so hopefully I won't make that mistake and be scoring where I'm cutting. Another thing to show you is the arm that comes out. And I was pulling on the wrong bit there. I was pulling here. Can you see that's actually, that's not where I should be pulling. I should be pulling right on the edge. So let's do that again. So pulling right on the edge, and that comes out and locks into place. Because you don't have, and I'm going to take my grid paper away now. It's a little bit easier direct on the surface there. Because you don't have the storage on the back, you don't need an extra foot on here, so you can just pull it out and start. You're not having to put a little foot down on the end, which you were with the other. So my other thing that I totally love about this is they have taken the measurements up here to the 6 1/4, and with the projects that I am just about to make, you will see why I love that. Now I'm going to move my camera out a little bit so that I can get more of this in while I'm just cutting. So I've moved my camera out a bit. It's still, the trimmer is huge. We're still struggling to get it all on, but you can see it goes this side up to 17 inches, 43.5 centimetres. And, you know, we've got a nice long in excess here of 12 inches. We're down about 12.5 inches here. So really nice. Let's do some cutting then, and I'll show you how beautiful this is to use. I will start off cutting at 6 1/4 inches, and here straight away this trimmer comes into its own because it's got the measurements all the way up to 6 1/4. You've only got a tiny bit where you don't have measurements compared to what we are used to, so that's lovely. I'm going to turn this now and score at 6 3/4. Ooh, here we go. Cut at 6 3/4, and then we're going to score. So firstly I'm going to score at 1 inch, and I'm used to always scoring the 1 inch pieces this side because it's easier. This used to be on the old trimmer, I think 1 1/4. This goes up to just over 1.5 inches, so actually 1 inch is really easy to score on this side. So let's do that. So I am scoring at 1 inch. This is on the long side. So 1 inch score. And then we're doing 5 1/4. And then 6 1/4. So again, back up to that one that we would have had missing, and we haven't got it missing now. Then I'm going to turn and score again. So score at 1 inch, 3 inches, 4 inches, and 6 inches. There we go. So now the next thing to do is to cut my designer paper. And oh, which one am I going to use? I've got lots up here. Should we do another one of these? Or I might even do the oh, I don't know. It's so hard to choose, isn't it? I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose some of this. This is the plaid paper from the autumn winter catalogue, but any will work for you. You can get 2 tissue boxes out of 1 6x6 piece of paper if you are making multiples, and why wouldn't you, because they're a lovely little gift. Okay, so this is what we're going to score, cut for the designer paper. So we're going to cut at 4 inches, and then I'm going to cut, I need 2 pieces 4 by 3/4 and 2 pieces, sorry, 1 piece 4 by 1 3/4. So if I just do the 3/4 there, I'm measuring on this side, and then 1 3/4. Oh, I need another one of those. And then 1 3/4. Now the other thing I need is 2 little pieces, and they are both going to be 3/4 wide, so I'll go ahead and cut one final one at 3/4 in that direction. And then I'm going to turn that and score and cut at 1 3/4 and 1 3/4. Right, so there's my designer series paper pieces. Now, paper back in, and we will put this together. So we are going to stick the designer paper on before punching, and I want this to be, we've got the narrow score down at the bottom. This is going to be the top of the box. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Tombow glue around the edges, try not to put too much in the middle. I was a bit extravagant with that glue, wasn't I? Okay, and then the other places where we are putting designer paper are here. And here. Now this is on the 2, these are going to be the edges of the box, front and back. And then the piece of the box that's going to open is down here, and so we'll put the designer paper on those ends as well. So there and there. So that's all our paper. I'm using the timeless label. You could use a different punch. If you've still got the old large oval punch, that would work nicely as well. So I'm just going to pop that in and punch. And now we're going to do a little bit of cutting. So pieces to remove are going to be down here. I'm going to take all of that narrow piece off, and again just a little piece in so that you've got a little angle there on those. This is going to be our closure, so I'm going to give that a little bit of a trim to give it that little shape, so it'll make it a little bit easier to close. And then I'm taking off all of the rest of this 1/2 inch side. There we go. Now we want some little V's out at the side where this folds. And let's fold all of those scores. Now, one final piece that I want to do as we bring this round, this is going to be the top of our box here, and the other piece, the other wider piece on the side where you've got the closure, you're going to either cut that off, or what I prefer, because it gives a nicer finish, is fold that in. So fold that piece in. So there you go, that's your final shape. Now we're going to glue this together. So first of all, along this little narrow piece here. And it's the easiest way with boxes, just fold that in half. Give you a nice closure there. Then we're going to do the end without the little opening flap. So just pop some glue on there and close that up. And then this end we're not gluing, but what I am going to do is just do a little tiny trim down at the bottom, take a little bit more off those, so that when that folds, it's going to fold in nicely. And that's the end that we're going to put our tissues in. So let's just do that. And I've taken some tissues from a pocket pack. You could get most of a pocket pack in here. I wouldn't overfill it. And in they go. Fold that down, fold that in. Sorry, I'm off the camera. Fold those pieces in. This goes in at the back. And there you go. Little tissue box. Now this trimmer is £23. You can get a pack of 4 replacement blades. These are £11.25 for 4. And this is available now. Contact your own demonstrator, or if you don't have a demonstrator, please contact me if you're in Europe. It's elizabethscraftroom.blogspot.com. You can get in touch with me there and order this trimmer. Thanks for visiting, and I look forward to welcoming you back again soon.